Before you go down into the comments to type that one of the biggest things that fans of GTA 6 want is for the game to release, I know. I know that everyone wants GTA 6 to release. There are very few people in the world who do not actually want this game to release. But there are some other things that fans of the game would actually want to see, and those are things that I want to talk about. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who are new to the channel, this is something that I normally do for some other games, but I decided to try out for the GTA series. So let me know if you guys want to see more videos like these. You can also check out the previous videos. I will link all of them down in the description. But with that being said, let's get into the video. Hey, what is up guys, it's Mordant. Now, if you're interested in news videos, challenge videos, discussion videos, and lore videos for any of the games that you can see on screen right now, then please consider subscribing to the channel. The goal for the year is 5,000 subscribers. So with that said, let's get back to the content. So, I wanted to start off by talking about something that I believe every single person who has played GTA 5 single player mode can actually relate to. It's the fact that in the single player mode, there technically aren't a lot of ways for you to make a lot of money in the game. Like, for those of you who don't know, one of the main ways to make a lot of money in the game is by using the stock market. And yes, the game does offer you some tips through a mission with Lester where he tells you what stocks you're supposed to buy.
Morning.
Is that all, dog? Shit, that's quite a favor.
And that's quite a house you're living in. Get this done quickly, and I'll try to throw in a sweetener as well. Now, I'd advise picking up some long-range hardware to get this job done. You'll be helping a lot of people with this, Franklin, including anyone who might have a sizable investment in, say, debonair cigarettes.
But you're supposed to buy these stocks before you do another mission in the game. If not, you will not actually be able to cash out as much. And honestly, I don't think that this is something that should go away from the game. Like, I believe that our actions in the game, the missions that we do and everything, should affect the game and be reflected in the stock market and in all of the different kinds of markets that we have in the game. But I think that having some more means to actually make some more money in the game would actually be very, very much appreciated. And before I get to what I personally think could be good ways to make money in the game, I want to highlight the suggestions that other people have made. Reddit user Katsui talks about using real estate and also talks about how we could integrate roleplay with it to further enhance the game. They also talked about being able to purchase some parts of the map, also being able to purchase islands for yourself, and these are honestly good solutions, at least on the good side. While on the more crime-oriented side, we have Reddit user Caneville Shine, who talks about being able to do more heists and also being able to participate in gang activities like selling of drugs and so on. And the main reason why I highlighted these two suggestions is because they fall very, very close to what I was planning on also suggesting to Rockstar. So for example, when it comes to the good side of the game, if you want to be a moral and upstanding citizen, you can buy real estate, but at the same time, you can also buy businesses that you can then use to generate passive income for yourself. And these businesses can serve two purposes. One of them is for the good citizen. We make clean money by having legitimate businesses that have legitimate operations. But at the same time, if we were to look at it from the crime front, we can have these businesses to be able to clean any form of money that we actually make through any kinds of gang activity. Now, moving over to the more darker side, the more crime-oriented side, we can have things like kidnappings, we can steal cars and then resell them, we can take off parts of people's cars and resell them, we can engage in gang activities, we can rob other rival gangs. Like, there are a lot of things that honestly I think could work very, very well to increase the amounts of money that we can make in the game. Because honestly, I felt that even though GTA 5 was trying very, very well to go in a more realistic route in making money in the game, I felt like it was very, very limiting and we could honestly have more. But honestly, I want to hear what everybody else thinks. So let me hear your thoughts about all of these things I've talked about down in the comments, and also leave your suggestions for more ways that we could make some more money in the game. I'm honestly very, very curious.
For the next point, I wanted to talk about something that might be controversial to some people. Some people might actually be fine with it, but there are some people who might not actually agree with it. And I can actually see both sides of the argument. For example, for the people who are against it, they can argue that it can break the immersion that you have in the game story. Take for instance, one of my favorite missions in the game, Bury the Hatchets, the mission where Trevor finally finds out about Michael betraying the gang in the heist at the beginning of the game. I honestly feel that we wouldn't really be able to really enjoy that mission if we didn't actually stay with Michael all through, driving from his house to the airport all the way to where Brad was actually buried, and then having all of the scenes play out.
Step 10 years later, Mikey, I mourned you.
And I missed you. But I got a fucking family, Trevor. We were all gonna die. He did die.
You reptilian motherfucker!
I didn't want it to come to this.
Yes, you did! You just don't have the fucking balls to do.
Like, imagine after the phone call, we just immediately teleport there and we're there already. It sort of like breaks the immersion. You don't actually feel like you are part of the story. But if you were there driving through all the way and you got to where it was, you sort of like are involved in the story. There are some people who will not agree with this, but I honestly think that this is something that is very, very important, especially for Rockstar if they want to tell a good story in the game. But then at the same time, there's also a counter argument to this. Grand Theft Auto 6 might have one of the biggest maps that is probably going to be released out of all of the other games, and there's also a chance maybe that Rockstar could decide to even expand the maps, which means that it's going to get harder and longer to traverse the entire map. So having fast travel points will make it easier for us to be able to move from point A to point B, especially if we want to get there as fast as possible. So I can see both sides of the argument, and I think I can propose like a good middle ground. But before I actually get to my suggestion, if you like the video so far, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Seriously, I would greatly appreciate it. But my suggestion to Rockstar is actually going to be sort of like a compromise between the two sides. So I think that Rockstar should actually add fast travel to the game. It's very important, especially if the maps are going to keep getting bigger. Even if the maps don't actually get bigger, they are most probably going to be very big in the base launch of the game. So it becomes very important then for us to be able to move around the map quicker. But then one thing I can suggest that they do for the story mode is anytime we're in the story, disable fast travel. That's one way you can do it. If you disable fast traveling when you're in the story, it then stops people from actually not enjoying the story as much. But this method feels like you're forcing people who aren't interested in the story or are actually replaying the story to just relive everything again. And trust me, it is not a fun experience having to relive the story over and over and over. The ability to at least make things faster if you've experienced the story previously will be greatly appreciated by a lot of the fans of this game. So with that in mind, I think that what Rockstar should do is to actually lock out the fast travel when it is actually absolutely needed. Going back to my example with Bury the Hatchet, if we look at that mission, I feel that that mission would not have a lot of weight or significance if we didn't have Michael driving all the way to the airport and then to where Trevor was. So in missions like that, where it will most probably be very, very important for us to experience the story, disable fast travel there and have us actually go through it in the normal way. But then in other missions, allow us to be able to fast travel. All of the dialogue in the middle, you can probably have YouTubers who are interested in the lore actually make videos to explain that to other people. I think that's a good middle ground, but I would like to hear other people's suggestions for this. So whatever suggestion that you have, please leave it down in the comments. And by the way, for the people who are going to talk about taxis and all that, no, we don't want those kinds of fast travel, okay? It's cool to be able to just buy a taxi, sit down in the taxi and go on and basically have it drive you to where you need to go. But when we say fast travel, we actually mean fast travel, like instantaneous teleportation, okay? And no, I'm not against us having those kinds of means of transportation. They are actually very, very welcome in the game. But still, just give us the option to be able to fast travel. It'll be much more appreciated by a lot more people. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel once again for news videos, challenge videos, and discussion videos for any of the games that you can see on screen right now. You can also join my Discord server, and if you have any other suggestions for things that you want Rockstar to put in the game, then please leave them down in the comments. I'm actually very interested in seeing if I can get some more opinions so that I can probably make a part 2 to this video. I'm also planning on doing some more GTA related content, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But with all of that being said, thank you all so much for watching once again, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Jesus loves you. Peace.